This episode of Area Code Batavia is brought to you by the Rotary Club of Batavia, a membership organization that does a range of service projects for the community. If you're looking to get started making a difference in Batavia, you can find out more at bataviarotaryclub.org or click the link in the show notes. Hey everybody, you're listening to Area Code Batavia, a podcast about what it means to belong in Batavia, Illinois. I'm your host, Richard Clark. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that the 630 is going strong. We just had our first meetup in Sturdy Shelter on Monday. I really enjoyed it. There was a great turnout and even more importantly, a really good conversation about why people were interested in the 630, just getting to know each other and also just like talking about what it's like to try to feel belonging in Batavia, struggle to feel belonging in Batavia, and what we can do to sort of help each other with that. I'm hearing feedback from people already that they really enjoyed it. This podcast literally will not exist if we do not have people supporting it through the 630. That is the way we are making this sustainable. So if you love this podcast, you want to be a part of it, you want to feel more invested in Batavia, then I would love for you to join us at the 630. That also includes things like bonus content. You'll hear some behind the scenes stuff. And then you'll hear a further conversation with today's guest, Daisy Parra. You can do that through the link in the show notes. Now onto the show. Let's be honest, a lot of us in Batavia were gutted by the announcement that the local grocery store, Berkley Finer Foods, was closing. I know my family and I were. Not only has Berkeley been on the east side of Batavia for 15 years, there's been some kind of grocery store in that location for decades. And then all of a sudden, the possibility of that location sitting empty, or worse, becoming some kind of mattress store or bank, became a live possibility. But in just a few days, rumors started popping up on Facebook that a new grocery store might take its place. And then just days later, Cinco De Mayo Bakery, located in Aurora, announced that they'd be opening a market in that same location. And that they'd be keeping a lot of the same things regulars at Berkeley's had grown used to. The employees, the chicken fingers, the guac, and my personal favorite, the salsa. And when they said they were coming soon, they weren't kidding. They reopened just a week or so later, and order was returned to the universe. This was a significant transition for our community, but it must have been a huge shift for the owners of Cinco de Mayo too. They weren't just moving from a bakery to a full-scale grocery store. They were also bringing their distinctly Hispanic approach from Aurora to a town with a significantly smaller Hispanic population. I wanted to talk to the family behind Cinco de Mayo Market to see how that transition was going. So here's my conversation with Daisy Parra. So I've said twice now, we had a false start. So I live a couple blocks down the road.
Yeah.
And our family, it's been a hard year because in terms of like walkable things, because there was a 7-Eleven on the corner that closed down earlier in the year. And that was a family tragedy.
That one strip mall, like that's
yes.
It was right there.
Yes.
Yeah. It's abandoned. It looks
totally,
very,
There's a lot of work needs to be done. I don't know whose responsibility that is, but it's the whole thing. And then we found out Berkeley's was closing, and we were like, oh man, this is awful. So we were extremely happy to find out that it was coming back in a different form, Cinco de Mayo, right?
Yes, Cinco de Mayo Market.
Cinco de Mayo Market. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about like, how has the past week been for you? Like you and your family are doing this, right?
Yes.
So can you like run down your name and then your family's names and
so
all of that?
My name's Daisy Parra. Uh-huh. My family has been in the bakery business since 1989. Wow. And we decided to invest into my family, my parents mainly, decided to invest into some properties. They were looking to buy like a strip mall, and this opportunity came up. They were selling the Berkeleys and the whole strip mall. Yeah. And it was something new for us. Yeah. We've never like ran a store, a grocery store or anything.
How long ago was it that you found out about that opportunity?
It was actually August 12th was of last year.
Oh, okay.
of last year, 2024.
Okay.
Was the day that we came to look at this place.
Okay. Interesting.
So a year and 2 days ago.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we like it. It's a new opportunity, new project. And it's been exciting for us to be here. A little stressful because, we're still learning.
Yeah.
But
what are you still learning?
For example, like how to take orders and applying like with different types of vendors, because there's different types of vendors for everything, for the deli, for the produce, and for like the stuff that you see on the shelves. And so all of that is new to us, because being that we're in the bakery, it's most of the time we'll just go to, like, it's called Restaurant Depot. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's kind of like a place where all like businesses go to shop, and then we'll pick out our stuff ourselves. Yeah. And it's different here because usually they'll come and drop things off.
Right.
It's different, new, but exciting to be able to learn all of these new things.
So your parents started the bakery in 89. Mm-hmm. Were you born yet?
Not yet. No, I was born in 2000.
So have you essentially been in the bakery business your entire life?
Yeah.
And this was in Aurora?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you like that?
Well, I like it. I remember my mom would pick us up from school, and take us to the bakery, and we grew up there. We would play with the dough, be in the back, like me and my brother, and I would play with the register. So that's always something that I've enjoyed doing. And I just always saw myself continuing with the business. Yeah. And that was always my goal, that I wanted to help my family bring up the business and just help expand and all that.
So what's your role in the business right now?
Right now, I do more of the marketing and the social media.
Okay. Yeah, because you're the one, when I reached out via Instagram, you were the one who replied to me.
Yes.
So can you describe like the building we're in right now?
Yeah.
And what it means to you and your family at this moment?
Right now, we're inside of the old Berkeley's Finer Foods, now Cinco De Mayo Market. And it means like a new chapter in our lives, opportunity to learn new things and expand our business in a different type of way.
So the old chapter is just bakery?
Just the bakery.
And the new chapter represents what, an expansion or different thing,
so
or what?
We would like to, we have some of our bakery products here, but we would like to add more of a formal bakery and like where you're able to pick out your own pastries from like a display case and everything, but also expand it different ways with like the stuff that they offer here, that we offer. Yeah.
It's funny. It's just funny. I think everyone involved is like trying to figure out what's what, right? There's a transition happening. Yeah. And it's hard to know what's staying and what's going. Yeah. And I'm sure you're like struggling with that clarity, lack of clarity every day. Yeah. Well, we plan on keeping everything the same, but we just want to add more products, more variety, like different cultures, mainly Hispanic, because we are Mexican. My parents are Mexican immigrants. Yeah. Yes. So we were looking to add more variety for the community. Yes. So speaking of the community, what made you all decide to bring Cinco de Mayo to Batavia? One, it's not too far from us. It's still pretty local to the Aurora. And just that we really liked this place when we came to see it. And we were like, why not? Yeah. You like the building. We like the building. Yeah. We like the community. We like the area. It's not too far. And we're able to like be back and forth because we're still not like letting go of the bakery. We don't want to so we're just taking turns being back and forth between both places. Has it been tricky to balance that? Yeah, it has. It's been a little hectic, stressful for everyone, and not impossible. I'm sure it'll only be temporarily while we get adjusted to everything. Yeah. You have people in the bakery, I assume, that are sort of situated there. My parents are
the ones that do more of like the finances and everything. That's more my mom's job. My dad is the baker. We have other bakers because we have 2 bakeries. So one baker for each bakery, but then he'll go in and bake some stuff himself and then bring that over here. My brother's the one that's like back and forth from here and over there. He has a big role like with making, because we also have food trucks in Aurora.
Yeah.
And so
What's the food trucks called?
La Chula.
Okay.
La Chula.
I saw a comment about La Chula food truck, and I was like, is that theirs? Is that something else? What is that?
Yeah, so it's just mainly Mexican food.
Okay.
So we offer like tacos, burritos, also like burgers, Mexican style hot dogs, and aguas frescas. So my brother's the one that does like the drinks and the salsas. So he's just back and forth.
Awesome. So you mentioned you liked the community.
Mm-hmm.
What about the community stood out to you when you were looking at this area?
Well, it's very different from Aurora in the way that just it looks much cleaner. Everyone's very kind. The downtown area is beautiful. Just little details. It's not like actually being in here and being able to interact with the customers that come in. We're surprised how welcoming everyone is. And we're like, we're slowly restocking, just be patient with us. They're like, no worries. Like I was able to find everything that I needed. They're just very kind, very understanding. Yeah. And that's what I like about the community here. Yeah.
That's cool. So you mentioned, you talked about the family operation. Like everyone in your family, it sounds like, has a role. Yeah. And you've been doing that your whole life? Yeah. Is this the thing you want to do, like the rest of your life? Yeah. You want to be in this family, doing this family business thing?
Yeah, that's always how I imagined my life growing up. Just continuing with the family business and helping in whatever way I can.
That's cool. What do you love about a family business?
Being able to work with them. Although, there's moments where you're like, it stresses me out and we'll fight here and there. But overall, it's something beautiful being able to experience everything with them and just all the accomplishments that we've been able to achieve. And it's different because when I was in high school, I did have another job. I was in McDonald's, it's way different. And
at some point you worked for someone else and it was different.
Yeah, of course. And, with the family business, well, obviously I get to do whatever I want, mainly because I like the social media part. Yeah. That's what really draws my attention. Cool. And with that, we've been able to, for the bakery, have people from different cities come out and try some of our products or with the food truck too.
Nice. That's cool. Now we'll take a break for another installment of Giving Back to Batavia, brought to you by our sponsor, the Rotary Club of Batavia. In each installment of Giving Back to Batavia, I talk to someone about their experience serving in Batavia and how we can do the same in a way that's both sustainable and fulfilling in our own lives. For this episode, I spoke to Marge Brown and Sonia Johnson, who both experienced firsthand the very real impact their work with the Rotary Club has made on their community. I think a lot of people listening to this understand that service is a good idea, but I think sometimes there's a desire to make the most impact. Can you talk about the first time that you felt like, I have made an impact, I am making an impact on this community?
The first time I felt like I had made an impact on the community as part of Rotary was when I went to the Batavia Apartments, Mercy Housing, and we were helping them do a financial literacy day for the residents. All of the parents were letting the children come through and, engage with all the vendors that were there. A lot of the younger people approached me because, again, as a person of color, we kind of gravitate towards each other. But at the same time, I was able to show them that it's okay to step out of yourself and engage with other people that maybe don't look like you, but they still have the same heart and same goal that you would like to achieve. That was one of the ways I knew that I had made a good impact.
What strikes me about that is you were able to serve as yourself because of who you are, not like in spite of who you are, not trying to fit in, but because of who you were able to make a greater impact. What about you?
I think I'm still trying to figure out how I personally have an impact. I belong to organizations that I feel have great impact, and that's what attracts me to be a part of them, such as Rotary, the Batavia Foundation for Educational Excellence, Batavia Women's Club, all of those things, Valley Sheltered Workshop. I feel that each one of them have a mission, and that's to help other people in any way that they can. That is like my mission. I want to do what I can when I can. And those different organizations give me different opportunities to kind of explore different parts of me. So I'm hoping that through the work that I do in these organizations that I am making an impact. But I think with everything in Batavia, it's always a group effort.
Was there a first time where you were able to see like concrete impact of something you had helped out with? Well,
in working with the Batavia Foundation for Educational Excellence, I did help create the Bulldog Alumni Association. So, and I always feel good when people come up to me and say, oh, I read the last article about this or that. So I'm thinking, okay, that's good. Maybe that some of the alumni are feeling connected back to their community. And so that, I think, was one of maybe the first times I thought, maybe what I'm doing is making a difference and people are noticing, and maybe that will help them develop some kind of connection.
Giving Back to Batavia is brought to you by the Rotary Club of Batavia, a membership organization that does a range of service projects for the community. The Rotary Club of Batavia are neighbors, community leaders, business owners, and global citizens. Their work includes support for local, national, and international service projects. If you're looking to get started making a difference in Batavia, you can find out more at bataviarotaryclub.org or click the link in the show notes. I'm sure there's a tension between when you're working with your family. I'm curious if you feel like it brings you closer together ultimately.
Yeah, well, because we each have our own roles, so we're not constantly together. So we split ourselves up, and there is some tension, especially when someone's under like a lot of stress or has a lot going on. But it's worth it, I feel like, at the end of the day. Having your own roles is so huge because not only does it keep you apart a little bit, but it also means there's not a lot of arguments about what to do if you can sort of honor that that's their role and they can do that and you just let them run with it. That makes a ton of sense. Is there someone in charge? I feel like my mom. She's the you feel like? That's my mom. She'll run the show. Yeah. That's good. So it's been a week. You've had a week here, and you talked about this a little bit, but I am curious, like how that week to you feel has gone. Like if we're doing like a retrospective on the week, and how you expected it to go, and how it's gone so far. We expected to have our liquor license by now. It's been a waiting game. We already submitted all the applications with everyone. We're just waiting for like the state approval. But it's been exciting. And this past weekend, we decided to bring in tamales and carnitas in the deli and offer that. And everyone went crazy for them. That what normally people come for, the chicken, we had left over at the end of the night. So those other things sold out. Yeah. That's interesting. It kind of feels like you're onto something. So I feel like the community were like, oh, tamales, something new, something different. And they were curious to try them out. Even on Monday, like after the weekend was over, they were still calling like, hey, do you still have any leftover tamales? Or do you have any right now? Like, they're like, no, I'm sorry, only Saturday and Sunday. So we're slowly trying to bring in new products. And I feel like the community's response has been positive. Yeah. That's good.
let me know if this is a cringy question, but I kind of want to ask it. You are coming from Aurora, which has a pretty high like Hispanic population, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know really what Batavia, the comparison is with Batavia, but it's different.
Way
right?
different, yeah.
And so there must have been some anxiety around, will this be not just welcome, but like embraced in this way? So did you feel that?
There was like some comments. I'm not sure if you were aware that there was a newspaper post before we officially opened.
Yeah, I saw the newspaper post.
Yeah, so there was like a one comment that they're like, oh, we decided their fate of the business. Like, well, we're going to ice them out, stuff like that. Gosh. So there was like, we were like one comment out of.
Kind of predictable you would get a negative post on a random newspaper site, but that's brutal. That sucks.
Yeah, so we were like, oh, wow. We were unsure if the community was going to welcome us with what our ideas were for the store.
Yeah.
But most of them have been pretty positive and welcoming. They're like excited for us to, they just don't want us to get rid of
that's the big, people are touchy about the
chicken or the guacamole. Yeah. They're like, keep that.
Okay. How are you keeping those things? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it just like you have the recipe now and
Yeah.
So you like worked out a deal.
The recipe and the employees that are still working here, the former Berkeley employees are now working with us.
So you have that continuity there.
Yeah.
That's cool. When you think about the next year, when you and your family think about the next year, what do you hope that this space will look like and become in the next year?
We would like to have people of all cultures shop here and be able to find what they need for their homes, for the groceries. And then we would also just make it more busy. Like it seems that a lot of people, we've had people come in, they're like, oh, I've lived in Batavia my whole life and I've never been in here before. So we want to welcome more people that have never visited this place and do stuff that brings in the community. Like we would like to have events or something.
Yeah.
That's what we have done in Aurora, in the bakery. For example, we've had like car shows at I call them cars and conchas.
Nice.
And
what is that second word again?
Conchas.
What does that mean?
It's a pan dulce.
Okay. I don't know what that is either. I'm pretty ignorant, I think.
No, it's okay. Look. This is what a concha looks like. It's a sweet bread.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then these are my AirPods.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah. So I called it Cars and Conchas because of the bakery. And basically we just had car groups come out and with the food truck, we were selling tacos and it was just an event to bring the community in, and that's what we would like to do. Stuff like that brings in more traffic and so that they're familiar with the area, with the businesses around here too. And we would like to eventually bring in our food truck too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that could be really valuable because there's a thing in Batavia. I don't know if you've noticed, but I mean, you had to have, but like, it just feels like downtown ends over there.
Yeah.
More toward the west. And I've always felt like there's this real opportunity for it to feel like there are things happening all down that strip. And so to have something actually happening down here, I'm sure the Mercantile would appreciate it because the Mercantile is like always like stuck right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Just the feeling of like stuff happening all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's something cool too about like having a kind of downtown experience right in the heart of like some residential areas too, closer to houses and stuff. I think I'm somewhat selfishly invested in that as well as someone who lives very close, to just feel like there are things going on. Yeah.
And I actually haven't seen too many food trucks around the area in Aurora. There's one in every corner.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I feel like I recall there being a reason for that.
Oh, really?
I think they might have some different regulations or something here.
Yeah. We had talked with the city and they were pretty open about it. They're just saying that we just needed to submit like an application or a payment for that.
Okay, cool.
So that's something we're looking to add onto in the future.
Nice. What has been your biggest challenge so far?
Just learning everything,
Yeah.
adjusting to the system that they work here, like with the point of sales, like the drawers, and because we're a little bit more old school over there with the manual cash registers, and here it's like all barcodes and digital, and yeah.
That's a huge transition.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it's enough to just have to go from you have a bakery to like now you're ordering bread and ramen and
all
candy
types
and
of stuff.
all the stuff.
Yeah, it's way different. Haven't like talked to any vendors myself or filled out any applications, but just seeing my mom and my brother stress out about that seems very complicated. Yeah.
Is there anything about Batavia that has surprised you so far?
Well, what has surprised me, I'm telling you, is how kind everyone is. Yes. Because it seems like in Aurora, they'll be a little bit more judgmental.
In what way?
Maybe it's just like amongst Hispanics or something. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, but here they're...
Yeah, I actually kind of get that. In terms of like you have your own expectations. There's like you feel like you can have an opinion about it because it's your culture. And so...
No, it seems like they don't... they want to see you doing good, but not better than them. If that makes sense. Yeah. But here, like everyone's like, oh, it's so kind, so excited, so welcoming. That's what's been surprising for us. And especially because we're, a different culture, different, background. And maybe it's not, it's not highly populated Hispanic community here. So, that's what surprised me the most.
Did that ever like give you pause? Did you stop and say like...
We were a little scared, nervous. Yeah.
So why did you decide to take the jump?
Because, you never know what could happen. Yeah.
I really love that. Like, I think that's really cool because I think one of the things, it can be, so a homogenous community can be a bit of a vicious cycle. And it can make it so that it's not proactively attracting people that are not like everyone who's already there. I don't know if it was just you guys being brave or something about Batavia being super welcoming or what, but I love that ended up happening.
Both,
because it changes the makeup of the town in a really cool way. It makes it feel more interesting.
Yeah, we want to be able to bring our culture here to the community and maybe break those like stereotypes of we do, and just add a little seasoning to everyone. Yeah.
Love it. I love it. That's great. What is something about your business and your family or your family that you wish people knew?
Well, it's not just bakery items like the pastries. We also sell like custom cakes, and with the food truck, we offer Mexican food too. So, but were you talking about that or the grocery store?
I think I mean probably more like you and your family.
Okay.
Or the nature of the business or something.
Well, that it's family owned, and that's what makes it different from big store names like Walmart or Target, stuff like that.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. That you'll have more of a, I don't know how to say, like that like experience. Or like the first couple of days that we were here, that we had open, I was like sitting out there and we're just welcoming everyone, like, hi, welcome, thank you for coming, like, and you don't really get that experience anywhere else.
Yes.
It's different when it's like a family-owned business.
Yeah.
Compared to like a big chain.
I'm sure you're probably aware there's like a long history of markets and grocery stores in this building. Mm-hmm. How many is it? Do you know? It's like at least 3 before this one.
I think it was, I forgot the names.
Yeah. I read it at some point.
And then the Berkleys, and there was another one, Waltz. That was the first one, Waltz. Yeah. Or I don't know how to say it. And then the Berkleys, and then we're the fourth ones.
So, it's a bit of a tradition or a heritage there, which is cool.
Yeah. That's what everyone was worried, that there wasn't going to be a grocery store anymore, because we've heard,
like a
we've heard that it's the only grocery store in the area, in the east side of Batavia.
Yeah.
Everyone was worried that we were going to get rid of it. We're like, no, it'll remain a grocery store.
That week or few weeks where it wasn't here was a real eye opener. What gives you anxiety to that you're stressed about it all night long?
right now is making sure that we're able to keep everything afloat and running and that it doesn't go down. There's a fail. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to, like, the grocery store go or lose customers or anything. We want to be able to bring this up and make it more, I don't know, popular or sustainable or something that doesn't slow down. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know how to say it.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's a tricky business trying to get people,
especially because it's new to us. It's, you know, like we're not familiar with running a grocery store, so that's something that we're like, we don't want it to fail.
Yes, but I think there's something to the bakery plus deli, and grocery store thing, that would bring people here for those other things, and then they're buying things while they're here. Makes a lot of sense to me.
We're looking to add I don't know if you saw there, like near the entrance by the deli, there's like tables there or something, chairs. Yeah. We wanted to add, not ourselves, but we're looking for someone to bring in their paleteria business. Are you aware what a paleteria is?
Nope.
It's more of a Mexican ice cream shop. Yes.
Oh, huge.
Yes.
Big.
Yes. So we want to offer that for the community, and where they're able to, you know, like buy elotes, like the corn in a cup, the aguas frescas, the flavored waters, the ice cream, the paletas, nachos, stuff like that.
Yes. I mean, you're starting a scene, it feels like. There's there's a whole vibe that will be apparent in this place, hopefully, after a while.
Yes.
I like
slowly but surely. That's something that we're working on.
So sort of related to that, what is ultimately the impact that you want this store to have on the community of Batavia?
Like a one-stop shop, you know, if you're like craving some dessert or the chicken, or once you're in here for something, I'm sure you're going to pick out something else, you know? Yeah.
What's cool about that is I'm just envisioning lots of people coming in and connecting in various ways or being in the presence of each other.
Yeah.
Doing lots of different things in different sort of moments of the day for themselves. Maybe they're getting lunch or they're going shopping or whatever it is. But that thing where it is, you know, it's the neighborhood, you know?
The neighborhood store, grocery store, and just that's what most Mexican grocery stores have like inside. So that's what more we're
that
going.
Thing?
Yeah, like the paleteria, the deli. Okay. Yeah, so that's more of the vibe that we're going for.
I love that. I love that, like, I'm learning just now what a Mexican market is like. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, it's such a cool idea. But you're like, yeah, we've been doing that for a while. Yeah. And we're bringing it to you, and you're welcome.
Yes.
So that's so cool.
Here in the Batavia.
I'm going to ask you a hard question because you've barely been here at all. But I think your answer could be valuable here.
Okay.
To our listeners. To you, what does it mean to belong in Batavia?
To me, belonging in Batavia means being able to spread our culture.
Thanks for listening to Area Code Batavia. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, you should absolutely subscribe to the newsletter. Just click the link in the show notes. Most importantly, if you know someone who would love to hear this podcast, please share it with them. Word of mouth is the best way to grow our community and help more people feel like they belong in Batavia, Illinois. Batavia is produced by Area Code Audio. It's hosted and produced by me, Richard Clark, with additional production help from Jennifer Clark. Edited and mixed by Matt Linder.